Hello and welcome to Riot Retro Gaming. Every Wednesday, three of us meet to play nostalgic retro games and let some steam off after work, with the occasional guest appearance.
We all take turns playing a game from start until we complete it over a series of Wednesday nights. You can help us if you've played too.
And not forgetting the odd unscheduled stream here and there and special one-off theme streams.
So join in with us live every Wednesday on screen chat and have fun and banter with us.
My earliest memories with the Commodore 64 when I was around 8 years old. One of my favourite games must be Bruce Lee on the C64.
My earliest memory is my 64. I don't actually remember getting it or where I got it from. I assume I got it for a birthday. But I definitely remember getting my Master System. I remember going to Games Master Live. One of my first memories of a game that's not normally a game that is mentioned by people is a New Zealand Story.
We will see you all soon on Riot Retro Gaming. Don't forget, click this bell icon on YouTube and you'll get every single notification.
Riot Retro Gaming, Wednesdays, 9 GMT.
Be there or be square. Good evening, people. Welcome to the Ben Daglish interview with Horse, Big Balls.
It's me.
And Mole.
Oh, I've got a new nickname, Mole.
Yeah.
So how you doing, Ben?
I'm doing really well. I'm just checking out the stream at the same time, and it's delayed by like a second or something. That's really bloody weird.
Yeah, it's all right. I mean, it's just for the chat anyway. So, how's everyone doing out there? I see Solid Core's there. Thank you, Solid Core. How you doing? So, Ben.
Hey,
So you was born in 1966 in London.
thanks for reminding me.
But he's got more hair than us.
Gory details.
Good if you're a football fan, though.
Yeah. Now lives in a Peak District.
Yeah.
So how I know of Ben. Ben is one of, well, this is what I've wrote, so, you know. Ben is one of the retro music gods in my eyes. He wrote some of my favourite music on the C64, but is also known for Amstrad CPC, Spectrum and Amiga music too. Oh, here we go. Here comes all the boys. Can you see that, Ben? All the chat coming in. Hi, hello, Mr. Dr. Mitzler.
Yeah, there we go.
Hello, Lee Robertson. Hello, Tom J. How you doing?
There we go.
Funny, isn't they? Funny lot. So, hobbies. Losco State Opera. So we talk about that first?
If you like, yeah.
So, where's that? Is that in the States or is that over here? Or
No. It's a band here that's we're all kind of East Midlands spread out a bit, but it's a 7-piece folk rock, levelers-y, poguesy. I stand at the front with me flute and whistle and shout and we do kind of folk stuff, but it's loud, raucous, you know, punky type stuff. And no, I mean it's we're all kind of any band with 7 people is really difficult just to work with, full stop, you know. So we're getting to the point now where we're kind of describing ourselves as legendary because we only do a gig every 3 months or something, you know. But no, I've been doing that for 20 years or something now.
Oh, really? That long?
Coming up to the 20th anniversary, I think.
Wow.
And it's great. We kind of we're headlining a couple of festivals in the summer, it's a laugh. It's kind of live music is like what I like doing most, you know. Of all,
you don't buy. Oh, go on. Sorry.
I
so you don't by any chance You didn't do any mountain bike gigs last year, did you? Because I did a race in Yorkshire last year, and there just happened to be a band that did very similar to what you were saying. Like, they're very much sort of like I'm trying to think of the word, that sort of country style, but they were doing
folk. Yeah,
you're doing folk, but doing Guns N' Roses songs, but in folk style and stuff like that, and doing quite like heavy rock songs, but in a country style. And it actually worked really well.
You're not thinking of, because Aid Edmondson had a group that was doing that.
I can't for the life of me think who they were.
No, we all our stuff is all it's all original songs, or it's
right. Okay.
It's old folk songs that we rock up a bit, kind of thing.
Yeah,
so it's not like we don't do covers of.
Okay.
No, we don't. No, darling, we're not a cover band.
Yay! So you were in with another band called can't remember what the abbreviation is. Sid 80s band with violinist Mark Knight. That's another one.
Yeah. Well, that's with Mark and me and Mark and John Hare. You know, sensible soccer John Hare. Are kind of like the core of it, along with Jeremy Longley. We mix around a lot. We turn up to conventions and stuff, and do our thing. But we've had all sorts of people in it. Ray Noahans played with us. Rob Hubbard's played with us. Fred Gray.
Nice.
So again, it's all the old farts. And we did.
Yeah, no, it's great though. It's great.
We basically play all the old Sid stuff, all the old Commodore 64 stuff, but live. So, I can't have a look on the net for the list of songs that we do, you know. But so we do loads of old game tunes, but cool. We do live, you know, and we kind of. It's all very. We never rehearse. we rehearse on the day. Basically, we just meet on the day. And whoever's turned up, that's when we decide like what instrument, whoever's going to play what. You know, That's good. I've done drums, I've done bass, I've done keyboard. So yeah, it's just whoever turns up. We have a quick run through in the afternoon, and then we do the gig. You know.
And you play up to 100 instruments, and you've got your own collection of up to 100 instruments.
Probably.
That's cool, isn't it? That is cool.
I've got one of probably everything that you've ever heard of.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
No, that's brilliant. That's good. I mean,
from sitar down to penny whistle, you know. I like instruments. I like instruments, but I also I like the fact that they're all kind of the same, if you see what I mean. I always say it's the same as like if you can draw, you can draw with a crayon, you can draw with a pen, you can draw with a blunt stick in mud. You can, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I like the thing of being able to do the same thing with instruments. If you know music in your head, then instruments are just a machine for getting the music out of your head to the real world. Do you know what I mean? And
sure, sure. I was going to say, because I always suppose I always think of, because there's one thing I always wish I'd learnt an instrument but never did so. And I always think when people like play just something they're playing, I always feel they're playing what they're thinking they're playing. Mm-hmm. So what the instrument's doing, they know what they want it to sound like, and they can just make that thing sound like it.
Mm. Yeah. It's in your head, and then it just comes out on whatever you happen to have picked up at the time, you know. But I mean, they're all once you've got the trick of the families, if you see what I mean. All string instruments are pretty much the same, right? All string instruments, for instance, I know that if I play a string, and then I put my finger exactly halfway along that string, it'll come out an octave higher, right?
Nice.
So it doesn't matter whether that's a guitar or whether that's a cello or whether that's a sitar or whatever. They're all the same. Any wind instrument, I know that if I blow it and it makes a note, then if I blow twice as fast, it'll make the octave higher. And you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so once you got the basic trick of the thing, they're all the same. That's what I like.
Okay. I'm just gonna break into the chat. So you guys are saying Ben's mic is higher than or our mic is higher than the Skype mic. I have just turned it up, but yeah, let us know what it sounds like. Just let us know if the sync's on and whatnot. So
You're bloke. I'm
I know. That's what I thought. They can't be on about Ben, surely.
I think it's more that just I'm talking loud.
Yeah.
I'll be softer. I'll call you a bit for the sake of the. How's that?
So let's just go back a bit. So you guys that might not know, I mean, obviously you tuned in for this reason. Ben's well known, but some of the games some of the game music that he did, one of my favourites, Last Ninja.
Oh yeah,
amazing track. Crack out. Loco. Or is it Jean-Michel Jarre's Oxygen?
Yeah.
Equinox, is it?
That was in the days before we didn't know that you couldn't just rip off some goon and put it in a game, you know.
Yeah.
I was at school with Tony Crowther, who wrote Loco and hundreds of other games. And so, yeah, he just came to me one day and said, I want to put Equinox 5 in my game. And I went round to his house and listened to it a few times and we typed in the notes and that was it. Job done, you know.
Brilliant. That's brilliant.
I'm still
waiting
to this day for some blokes in suits to come knocking at the door saying,
yeah, exactly.
Sean says you owe him some money.
That is funny. I mean, there's a lot of stuff which is good for us streamers because there's a lot of stuff that's picked up on the stream sometimes. I mean, we've played PS2 games and PS1 games.
Played Happy Birthday.
Yeah, and silly stuff, and it gets marked as we can't get monetized on it, and we get copyright thing come up. So, in a way, it works, you know, to our advantage. You know that there wasn't any for this stuff, so you know. So
yeah,
maybe you should speak to my publisher about that.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, actually. It was only like last year that they managed to get rid of the copyright on that because that was
really.
It was written by these two sisters or something, and I think it was EMI or someone they got the copyright and they've been repeating the copyright on it and redoing it, and then I think somebody found that it was actually written. There was an earlier version of it or something.
Oh, okay.
And somebody went. They took them to court. And they proved it in America last year sometime. And they showed it wasn't actually an original composition by these two sisters, and actually somebody else had done it before, and that then got rid of the copyright. So now EMI or whoever it is can't collect copyright on that anymore. So you can sing
quite a big song, really.
You like now and not get sued for it.
Bloody hell. That's crazy.
There we go.
So, how did you get into C64 music production? Is it something that you just fell into, or did you study, or?
No, it was the comment. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I was at school with Tony Crowther, and we used to hang around together in the like in the computer room, and he knew that I was a musician, and one day came along and said, well, it was the Death March first. He wanted me to write out bum bum ba-dum dum ba-dum.
Oh God, yeah.
But it was
nice.
You know, it was. He just wanted it playing at when your character died in this game that he'd done. You know, so I did that for him, and then
that's cool.
And then it might have even been Loco Equinox 5 that was next or something, but. Yeah, so I then we started kind of just doing it, getting a bit more serious about it, and I started going around to his house after school in the evenings, and we'd sit and like piss around, and it just developed from that, you know. So yeah. I mean, I started when I was like 15 or something, and it just grew.
It's always good doing something that you love, to be honest. I mean, it just makes so much difference.
And the mix as well. I mean, I've been doing music since I was, well, as long as I can remember. I can't remember a time when I didn't play instruments and things. I was certainly from like 3 or 4 or something like that. I was playing, and I was involved in. I did a lot of orchestral music and stuff, So I was into all that, and then. But I also got into programming and into computers like when I was about 14, 15. Is there something over there? What?
I don't know.
No, it's all right.
It's making. Why do you do everything?
It sounds funny, but can you stick some pounds in my electric meter, please? My electric's just about to go.
Hang on. That's what I wonder what you're looking at.
They're up there. Yeah, I told you about professionalism, didn't I?
In the slot. Turn it.
So,
I've only just noticed. I've only just realised as well, like the green screen behind you.
Yeah,
that's really funny. Made green. Of course, you can't see it on the.
No, exactly. Yeah. So you guys can't see the camera Ben sees us on.
Me in the middle, and yeah.
So,
God,
what is your
electric meter that you've got to put money in?
I can't move the camera, unfortunately. It's not like Wi-Fi HDMI.
I can't look round the corner.
It's only managed to put a pound in it.
Oh, no, it's all right. So, just I don't know the difference between these, but there's an 8580 SID chip. There's a 651 and a 6851 and a 6852. What is the difference? No idea.
I can't remember the details of the generations. I mean, there was
no.
There was a thing about something to do with better components, because the famous thing with the 81 was the whole thing with the filters, where using like cheap capacitors or something, which is why you couldn't just you couldn't just set the filter, like the high and low pass and band pass filters. You couldn't just set a value for them, because if you just set a single value, as it were, then what are we all looking at?
No, I'm done.
I was reading the chat.
There's a chat there as well.
Yeah, we've got the chat that side.
Right.
Yeah, we got it on a different monitor.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So yes, there's a whole thing about you couldn't just set the filters at one setting, because if it sounded perfect on your machine, on somebody else's machine it'd sound crap, and on somebody else's machine they wouldn't be able to hear it at all. It filtered out everything. So pretty much the only thing you could do on like the first generation of SID chips was just sweep the filters, so you could get like a sound, But that was the only real use for them, because if you tried to actually use them like they were supposed to be used, different people's Commodores would sound completely different, So I think they improved that later on, but I don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
I know. I know a certain amount about kind of the sort of the low level programming of the thing, but chip design is beyond me.
Oh yeah, well, I just didn't know if you just because you work with it, any inside info, because I don't know, but I know a lot of the guys in the SID chip scene are saying, oh, the 6581 was good, it's got like a lower, it's just got a better filter on some of the bass and whatnot, but I don't know. I mean, even the emulated SIDs, I don't know if you ever listened to any of it, but the SID player that I use on Windows to emulate SID, and that even sounds different, so I don't know whether that's emulating the chip slightly wrong as well, but God knows.
I don't know. I'm just a humble musician, mate.
Yeah. So this is quite a question I wanted to ask. Do you sometimes look back and think, if I copywrote music, you'd be a bit more wealthier, or did the fame alone bring you your fortune?
Well, it is all copyrighted, but it's not. No, it kind of, it didn't work like that, as it were. No, it kind of. Nobody made money out of game music. nobody has still
Okay.
to this day really is making money out
Yeah.
of game music. You know,
Oh, right.
you,
Okay.
the only people that make money out of games are the people in suits. You know, and
So,
I never wanted to be when the blokes in suits started getting involved in the game industry. That's when I left. You know,
okay.
when I started doing it, like I said, it was we were sitting in our bedrooms doing it, and as
So-
you know, young lads, and that's how it was for everyone. And even when I started working for companies, it still had that feel about it, you know. And then suddenly you got like all the marketing guys came in and stuff, and it turned into like proper business, and it just got it got dull and it got corporate. And
so like game houses like Ocean and stuff like that.
Well, even and then bigger and bigger and bigger, and you're taking over publishers, and it became became Hollywood.
It wasn't. I suppose the enjoyment come out of it.
So, but yeah, no, I mean, all my stuff is copyrighted. Well, is it copyright? I don't.
Copywritten, I suppose. Yeah. I know. I think I was told by someone the easiest way to copyright a piece of music is to put it on a tape, put it in an envelope,
send it to yourself.
Send it to yourself with a stamp, because when the post office stamp it, apparently that's legal. Was it legal enough to stand up in court if it ever gets that far? Is that true?
I'm not sure. I've heard that. I mean, that was traditionally was a very old thing, but I don't actually know if that stands. But that's not copyright. Copyright basically exists when you say I've copyrighted this. Full stop.
Okay, so even verbal.
Write anything down, and if I write anything down and I copyright it, it's copyrighted, and then it's up to somebody else to prove that I haven't, or if they rip it off, it's up to me to prove somehow that I have. But many ways, there are many ways of doing that. You know, if you produce your original, there are lots of different ways. I mean, the best is putting it in a lawyer's safe. You know, taking it, getting it stamped by a lawyer or a notary or whatever, and stuff. You know, but no, I mean, I don't suffer from being ripped off, as it were. Whenever anybody that uses my music, I mean, it's now all because it's published. So it's registered. The High Technology Publishing, who they do a lot of us, me and Rob and people, you know. So yeah, as soon as something's published, then that's kind of the definitive kind of a proof, as it were. And so I mean, my music is used in odd places at times, and generally it's all done kind of above board, and they go and speak to the publisher, and we agree a deal and stuff. But I was never going to be a millionaire out of game music, you know, and nobody was, and very few people are millionaires out of music, full stop, you know. You
got a point, I suppose.
There are millions and millions of musicians out there, and only 0.001% of people that actually make massive money. You can make a living. I made a good living for many, many years doing music of one kind or another. After I stopped doing computer music, I moved into doing like theatre music and stuff, you know, and then I started doing a lot of playing live and workshopping and teaching and all sorts of stuff, you know. But it's weird because it's one of those things that is completely not at all connected to how good you are, if you see what I mean. You know, I mean, I talk a lot about Jaco Pastorius. You probably haven't heard of Jaco Pastorius, right?
No,
yeah, indeed, and you should have done, because he was the best. He was the best bass player that ever lived, right?
Oh, really? Yeah, okay.
He was the Hendrix of the bass, right?
Yeah.
He pretty much invented the fretless bass.
Oh, okay,
he was a jazz player, and he played famously with a group called Weather Report. who
Nice.
were a kind of big jazz rock band in the 70s, you know. And he was, literally the Hendrix of the bass. He if you speak to any bass player that knows what they're doing, and you talk to them, Jaco Pastorius will be the name that if you say who's the best bass player ever, it'll be Jaco, right?
We got Dr. Mitzler agreeing with that on chat.
Right. I can't see this chat actually. I might have to read.
It should be on the right hand side, just down the side.
I can see it, but I've just got. Let me refresh.
I tell you what, you might be.
He's seen it live on YouTube full screen.
I was watching the other night, and depending on what you get, I was only getting parts of. I wasn't getting Twitch.
Top chat, right? No, I want to see live chat. There we go.
Right.
Okay, you'll have to go full screen and just watch the screen, Ben. Yeah, so Dr. Mitzler is saying, how does Ben feel about people like us listening to his tunes today? What do you mean like us? We're not human then.
You mean geeks?
Yeah. So go on then, do you want to answer that?
Yep. It's strange and brilliant at the same time. I mean, I love it. It's marvelous. It's massively flattering, right?
Yeah, I bet.
And
I mean, now that's why you're on now, really.
I mean, I do all sorts. I did an interview for a film last week for a guy that's making a film about the Last Ninja, you know, and we did and all sorts of stuff. I did the thing last year. I don't know if you've seen it with the Norwegian band. We're doing the Last Ninja live stuff, like the heavy metal down in London, and I get to do all sorts of interesting things because of it. I get still get emails and things of people saying that they're still listening to the music.
Yes,
it's
crazy.
It's bloody brilliant. It's
I mean, that's the thing. It's actually gone further than business, isn't it? Now it's a different thing. Now I
mean, a lot of it. Obviously, there's the whole thing about kind of like reliving your youth and stuff.
Yeah,
you know
that's part of it.
The whole thing just for retro and just playing the same games that you were playing when you were 12.
Yeah.
Or it's you know for the sort of the whole nostalgia trip and that's one thing. But there are people that also say that they listen to the tunes because they think they're good tunes, you know, which is
definitely.
I mean, it's massively flattering,
So
the best thing completely is the people that say that they became musicians because of listening to what we were doing back in the day.
That's true.
You know, that's
true. Yeah.
That's the most flattering thing. When somebody comes up or I get an email saying, you know, that people who are now making their living as musicians and the reason they got into it was gaming and listening to the stuff that me and Robin Martin and Dave and everybody were doing, and yes, that kind of, you know, I can die happy now.
Exactly. You definitely made your mark.
Well, I suppose it's nice knowing that you've done something that's actually inspired.
It's just going to live on.
Inspired someone else.
Passed on the passion.
Completely. It's marvelous. So upshot is I love it. It's a bit weird, obviously. Because it's not. Partially because it's so long ago. It was a sort of a part. I've done so many things since.
It's a stepping stone.
That was what I was doing between the ages of like 15 and 25 or something.
It's crazy.
And that's like, so that's 20. I'm 51 now. You know. So And exactly.
I'm starting to lose count of myself.
Get to the point where you start going now. Then born in '66.
I remember as a kid, could not being able to suss out when you ask your parents how old they are. They couldn't answer you because when you were a kid, you were 10 years old, 3 months and 5 days. You know exactly. But
Yeah.
I
Now you're like,
hang on, I have
yeah.
to count back.
Definitely.
Yeah, I understand now.
My youngest daughter is still like 6.5.
Yeah, it's
So-
very important when you're young. Half a year is very important.
Yeah.
Completely. But yeah, so like I said, you know, that was 25 years ago, and I've done
Crazy.
lots of other things as well that I'm very proud of and stuff since then. So it is weird, kind of being like thrown back into the past and.
Yeah.
But like I said, it's great. It's great, and I get to do all sorts of cool, like doing this. You know, I get to do cool things because of it. You know?
Thank you.
I think you've got a couple of questions as well, then.
So Lee Robertson asked, can you ask Ben what his favourite Sid tunes are by both himself and other musicians?
Ooh. Well, the favourite thing that I did, I think. I mean, I always talk about Trap. Trap's probably the thing that I'm proudest of, because it was a big, long, massive tune. You know, loads of themes and semi-classically stuff, and you know. But actually, the probably my favourite is Deflector.
Yeah, okay.
Because of the cowbell. I was very proud of having found a really good talk.
Yeah.
And that bass line that's really weird. When I just do that, because there's a delay on my other monitor there, just out the corner.
You see yourself.
Myself going like 5 seconds later, it's going top.
Yeah.
That's really weird.
That's not age related, don't worry. Yeah.
Deflector, because it's sort that bass line as well. I like that bass line and stuff. Other people's stuff. Stuff. It's really there's loads. I mean, pretty much everything that Rob did was brilliant. Thing on a Spring, as you have, you know.
Yeah,
that's
so
top
good.
shit,
Yeah.
really.
Yeah.
You know, like that was really fun then doing when I did Thing Bounces Back. Trying to analyse what Rob had done and trying to write something in the same style. That was
that's a good one.
The point
That's
was
a good
trying
one.
to kind of. I didn't want to copy the tune, but I wanted to write something that was
just sequel
that
it.
had the same feel and the same thing and the same, you know. That was fun. Loads of stuff. I mean, all the stuff we do with Sid, like with Sid 80s, like international karate and things. You know, loads of them. I mean, it's always difficult picking out your favourite bit. It's like which is your favourite child? You know.
Yeah, it's it, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you must get a lot of people talking about The Last Ninja, because everyone that I talked to about, Ben Daglish, straight away Last Ninja, and it's funny how you didn't actually say Last Ninja, but it must be something that rings through with us that, I don't know, it's strange, isn't it?
Yes, yeah. I mean, they were good tunes. They're not my. I don't pick them out as my favourites because they were.
It's one of them things. I wrote it.
Yes, I've never sussed out what it. I mean, yes, I obviously.
Yeah.
I know I know that was good stuff. You know.
Yeah.
And because I've heard so much, and as you say, yes, that's the thing that everybody talks about.
It's funny.
A lot of that is tied up with the game, though, I think, because it was a really good game.
Yeah.
For me, though, there's also. I mean, that was. Everybody's always really surprised when I tell them that I wrote all the Last Ninja stuff in like a week.
Really?
6 tunes, or a week or 2 weeks or something. It was like, it was one a day, something like that. Maybe a bit more. So those I kind of like. Those were ones where I just got in the zone and I knocked them off. I didn't put a lot of sweat in them.
That's crazy, isn't it?
I know. Everybody's really surprised by it, but
it's funny.
as well, because I didn't see the game or anything. I mean, it's literally. I got a phone call one day.
Really?
Mark
wow.
saying, we're doing an Oriental fighting, wandering around game. Can you write some tunes? How many do you want? 6, right? And that was it. I didn't know the names of the. I mean, it wasn't until I think they put them in the game that they even decided what was going to be main game tunes, what was going to be loading screens.
Oh, right, okay.
They got a load from me, they got a load from Anthony, and they just plugged them in, and that was it. And it wasn't a kind of. I went down for a day. I met John Twiddy and Mark Cale for a day. That was it. I went down to Brighton for a day or something, wherever they were. Put the tunes in, went back home. That was it.
I suppose as a musician, although you said you've done them quite quickly, in my mind it sort of means that it worked well and it was easy to do. But I suppose if some things are, you trying to make a song and you're struggling, having to work at it, then it's probably not quite right. I suppose if it does it quickly, it's obviously right as it was meant to be.
They flowed, yes. I mean, quite often stuff does do that. I kind of, and that's very much the way I work as well, because I don't write on an instrument. A lot of people, when they're writing, they write using the keyboard or using the guitar or something.
Right.
And I just wrote straight out of my head onto the computer,
Okay.
And so what happens a lot of the time is I'll get I'll get the start of something, and then once I've got that, I can just kind of continue it on in the same vein, and it feels right. And so yes, with the last Ninja stuff, a lot of it was like that. I get an introduction and I get the feel for it, and I just go, oh well, this has logically got to go like that then, And so
that's cool.
it just flowed out. So so yes, I mean. Said Upshot is yes, Last Ninja I am obviously very proud of as well, and as you say, it's the thing that most people kind of when they but then there's always a difference between
even crack out.
But there's always a lot of no, that's great fun. But there's always a difference between what musicians listen to and what kind of people who aren't musicians. Yeah, do you know what I mean? There's in general, it's one of these. Well, apparently, what happens if you want a little bit of pop neuropsychology here, right? Is
go for
it. They've done this with brain scans, where they get musicians and they play them music, and then they get non-musicians, they play them music, and the bit of the brain that gets stimulated. I think it's the right-hand side. It's the left-hand side with non-musicians. Is the kind of whichever side is like the sort of the emotionally kind of subconscious side, as it were. When non-music, if you're listening to music, kind of that's the main bit that gets stimulated. But the more that you've learnt about music, the more you've studied music and music theory and stuff like that, the more it shifts over to the other side.
Oh, really?
Apparently, so musicians listening to music are doing much more of a kind of like analysis thing.
Yeah, obviously processing it,
critiquing it.
But indeed. When I hear music, I'm thinking about like what the chord sequence is and
and
what
how
intervals are and kind of how that cross rhythm.
And how many instruments you can listen, or you can hear and pick out. Yeah,
indeed. So there's always an analytical thing going on, So very often. My favourite pieces of music are kind of are things that most people wouldn't. Tell you a funny story. There's so I don't know if you've heard of now then it's the album the famous album they did was called The Mystère de Voix Bulgare. It's basically a bunch of Bulgarian women singing what it was old Bulgarian folk songs.
Yeah.
That the music professors at Bucharest University, rearranged like in 20th century choral style, and then went back to the villages and taught the women that had taught them these songs. They taught them like the parts, and it's really kind of intricate. Close harmony stuff, harmonies of like a semitone and stuff going on.
Oh God!
Yeah,
wow.
When I first heard it, I was absolutely blown away by it. Right,
Yeah,
But the
that
time
sounds
I
cool.
first heard it was in this pub in Germany where they were using it as chucking out music.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, like it was after hours and kind of they were trying to get people out the door. So what they did was they put on
That's awesome.
they put on this record like really loud of all these women singing, and it's all like really
Oh,
harsh. It's all
God.
like
Yeah, let's go. Yeah.
kind of. But the harmonies are superb. And it's actually so like everybody else is kind of going, oh fucking hell, I've got to get out, I can't listen to this. While I'm sitting there going, what is
Wow, it's amazing. Yeah. Oh, that's brilliant. So, have you actually still got any of the retro hardware you used to program on, Ben?
Well, I've got a Commodore somewhere in the shed somewhere, I think.
Oh, have you? Really? Yeah.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
going to say, you wonder if you sold any off on eBay or anything.
A few years ago, I did actually. Yes, I sold off a load to. Well, it was before. I think it's before eBay existed. Actually, I sold off a couple to a couple of fans. I think, but no. I mean, no. Like I said, I think yes. I've got one Commodore somewhere. I owned about. There was a time I owned about 3 or 4 or something, and a few hard drive, a few disk drives and stuff, but not anymore. No, no.
Was there any ever?
The whole house is. I mean, we've got so much crap in the house. I mean, from, I've got. I don't know how many computers in the house, and we've got bloody old Wii and PlayStation and.
Oh God, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So.
Yeah.
Got too much already, so now
Just
I need a
goes,
whole
yeah.
I'd need a whole separate house just to keep. If I'd have kept every single bit of hardware that I'd ever had, you know what I mean?
That sounds like Amiga Bill and that. Another streamers we follow. He's actually a cinematographer. He's quite big in the US, and he does his own Amiga stream.
Right.
And they've actually got barns full of bloody computer equipment. But it's crazy seeing the stuff they got.
No, indeed. I was about to.
So
I was going to. There's the museum down in Leicester.
Yeah. We went there a couple of months ago. Yeah. That's good. That.
Yeah. Oh, were you there for the? I didn't meet you there for the. No. They had a music day.
Yeah.
That I went down to. No.
Yeah, I did watch your YouTube video with you in literally a week ago.
Oh, right.
And I was like, oh God, we just missed him.
Right.
But yeah, I had to go in the VR thing up there. We looked at the CD 1200.
The machine. That's bloody.
Yeah, that's it.
Was that massive thing?
And
That's
yeah. With the big, huge, yeah.
Yeah, it was
big
wicked.
old lump.
So
Anyway,
good.
So I was going to say I was going to have a clear out actually in the next couple of months, and any of the old stuff that I found, and
Yeah.
I'm going to donate to them.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, Andy would be well
Very cool.
pleased, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
So, what's the most annoying game music of all time? You got one? Don't say one of your own.
Well, I can't say one of anybody else's, can I?
But then I
true.
always think any one that's done something, they're always going to have their least favourite. You've got to have your least favourite.
I'm being right shit if I did.
That's true.
Now, I mean, a lot of the early stuff, right? Before kind of before even people were composing for it, right? All the early game music, like, was all basically people just typing stuff in from sheet music and stuff, So you got a lot of kind of like The Entertainer and
Yeah,
stuff
so
like that,
just
you know what I mean?
emulate, clone stuff into the program.
It was just going down the local music library and getting the sort of the big book of classical tunes and typing them in, So because it was a programmer doing it themselves and they weren't musicians, So yes, I mean there was a lot of shit in the early days that was just kind of, single beat, really no kind of attempt to change the sounds or anything like that. It was just using the player that was straight out of the back of the programming handbook, just like typing in the notes. And so
when
there was a lot of early stuff that was really annoying.
yeah.
I can tell you what the worst game ever is, though, and that was Jackie Charlton's Fishing.
What system was that on? I've not heard of that one.
I think it was on the it's on the Commodore and VIC 20. It was worse. It was a game by Alligator, who kind of who published Loco and a few other games, and Tony and I kind of did work for them in the early days. But they'd done this game which was Jackie Charlton's Fishing. Jackie Charlton at the time was because this is in Sheffield, right, where we grew up, and Jackie Charlton, I think, was manager of Sheffield Wednesday at the time. So they'd managed to get him to kind of to put his name to this game, but he was also into fishing, right? And so they thought, we'll get a celebrity endorsement for our game, and they wrote this fishing game, which was just it was great because Google this, but you'll find the box.
We will have to.
It's like this happy nuclear family, all kind of excitedly standing around this table with the computer and the monitor, right? And they've all got their fingers on this, and it was all like, "Well, great fun! It's a fishing game." And the game itself, right? So you chose your rod and you chose your bait and all that, and you chose like a place in the pond where you were going to fish. Right, and each of you, it was up to like 4 players. I mean, multiplayer, right? But you each had a key, right? So I'd press the A key, and somebody else would be pressing the P key or something, right? And so basically, it was then just a graphic of a screen with like 4 rods on it, right? And you sat there with your finger on the key, waiting.
Is that it?
And waited. And suddenly your rod would go wiggle wiggle, and you press it as fast as you can, and that was it, and you caught it. And then
that's brilliant.
You stood there again for 5 minutes. You wait.
That's brilliant.
It was the most boring game in the universe. But that was the worst. But I can't remember even if they had any music. I don't think so. I think it was just like, they probably just had like white noise for the water.
Yeah,
but there is still modern games like that, because my son, he plays fishing games, and it's still the same thing. You pick your bait, you cast out, and you wait for something to pull you, and that's it. But now he's got on his iPad, you get a little reel that you actually have to reel it in. And obviously the fish can pull harder, so you can snap your line. So it's a little bit more involved than just pushing a key.
That's well sophisticated.
But there's still plenty of waiting for it.
It's a little bit like golf. It's quite funny actually. My eldest son's got it's one of the Pokemon games on his phone, but it's the leapy one. But there's some point at which you just have to do like the most boring gold farming type thing in the world to grow your character, so he gives it to my 6-year-old daughter, who loves just doing like the really boring thing, just press on the thing like when it happens, and as soon as it gets to past the level, she hands it back to him and he does the proper game bit, and one day he hands it back to her.
So was there any competitivity amongst you guys composing way back when? Just to get a few more exclusives, or
well, it was about getting the best sounds and the best routines out of the I mean completely. I mean, always say, so Tony and I we did a few tunes in the early days, and like I said, the player that he'd done then, that wasn't much beyond the player from the back of the programmer's handbook kind of thing, So it was quite a basic thing. It did the notes, and we had basic functions for changing the waveform and stuff like that. Yeah. But that was about it. And then we heard the one of Rob Hubbard's early tunes, and he was doing some really clever shit. And we suddenly went, "Oh my word, you can do that, and you can do that," and So we then went, well, we got to beat that, and so we went back and we rewrote our player to kind of put in a load more fancy stuff, and so we
because apparently there's a way of manipulating it to what is it? Make more than 3 or 4 sounds, wouldn't it?
Yeah, well,
or make it sound
there
like
is,
that.
There was very. I mean, the sort of the famous trick, and the trick that kind of defines the sound of like of chip tunes to this day is the toggle chord, right?
Oh, right. Okay.
So the whole, when you got a so rather than just playing one note, you play like 3 notes, but really, really fast, like 50th of a second fast.
Wow.
So you play kind of, so you get the type sound. So you'd have one going, so you get a full like 3 notes, but they're just going like an arpeggio, what you call it.
Oh, okay, yeah, gotcha, yeah.
So, God, again, that's really neat. On the delay.
Yes,
that is neat.
Again,
someone on the
delay,
chat's just said arpeggios.
Just corner of my eye, and it's really
So we don't see any of that, do we?
But so that arpeggiated thing was a way of being able to do kind of like a chord type, like rhythm guitar type parts, but just on one voice. You know, I mean, the classic SID arrangement. In fact, I did this a few years ago at one of the one of the conventions. I got the audience. I split the audience into 3 parts, and I got them. I got them doing a SID version of the EastEnders theme music.
Oh, what? Right? That's brilliant.
So one the classic arrangement is you've got one voice that does the bass and the drums. So with EastEnders, it'd be going dum chick dum dum chick dum dum chick dum 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 dum, right? Whilst the second one's going.
Yeah.
Right. One's going na 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 na.
That's good. That's wicked.
So that's your classic 3 voice thing where you've got one voice doing the like alternating a bass line with snare drum on the dum 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 dum. Rob does it again better than dum 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 dum.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's funny because saying that now, I mean, me and my father used to play with Octamed a lot on the Amiga.
Oh yeah.
And that was only 4 channels, and I think we remember doing stuff like that just to get more than 4 channels sounding. I can't remember the blinking the codes now, but yeah, that does sound similar. But it's probably harder because you used to program. What did you used to do? Was it programming with the game at a certain time, or was it all mod tracker done? I mean, I'm a bit grey on that.
It was a driver with so it's basically a bit of machine code that was the player, and then the data section of the machine code, which was where all the notes lived. But you kind of had to get clever because, again, I mean, you know, we were fitting like all of the tunes and the sound effects into 4K, right? You know, but you tell kids today they don't believe.
That's crazy.
But yeah, so
4K, that's crazy.
You had to do a lot of tricks where you kind of basically you'd have lots of little like bars, and then you'd have another bit which said play bar 1, then play bar 2, then play bar 1 again but 5 times round, then play bar 2 again but up an octave or something, you know. So you'd have like all your notes in one bit and then like your sequencer in another bit, if you see what I mean. You know?
Oh, I see.
So
that is that time with the game to whatever you're doing then.
Well, the game itself. I mean, you'd write it as a completely separate standalone bit of code.
Right.
And then that would just get plugged into the game, and the game would just kind of, as part of the game loop. So the game loop would go round. I mean, I don't know if you're programmers or not. So it's
no.
Most games work where you've got this. You've got a loop that just goes round all the time. That goes, do a bit of the graphics, do a bit of the sound, check all your inputs to see if they've moved the joystick, and if they have, then change a load of variables. Right, go back and do the graphics again, do a bit of the sound, do the you know, and so you'd have this standalone bit of code that would just get called every time by the game to do a bit more.
Right.
If you saw what I mean. So it was kind of play your next bit, play your next bit, play your next bit. You know, and I mean that also was. You might have seen it where what you used to do was actually you could show in the borders of the screen how much time the music driver was taking. You used to get like little squiggly lines that would show sort of so you never wanted to take up more than kind of 10% of the speed of the processor.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Slow the game down a lot, you know. So like all the stuff that you did in your code could only take like a limited amount of time, because then they needed a load of time to update the graphics, and then more time to do the game logic, and more time to check the inputs and all that kind of stuff, you know. So yeah,
that is clever.
It was like a completely standalone thing. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, it's practically the same concept. Because I was thinking, oh, it's so easy now. People would just write something and then send the MP3 or whatever it is into the software house. And, but I suppose their code does the same thing, just calling the sound whenever it wants.
Well, it is a little bit easier these days, because you can't. You've got the engine will just have a. I mean, when
just
it comes
literally
down to the engine, yes, in effect, it's sort of doing the same thing, except quite often, you know, these days you'll have a separate bloody processor that's just devoted to playing the music or something, you know.
Yeah, that's it.
And indeed, you know, these days it's
just an MP3 or
bloody orchestra in Prague.
Yeah,
then,
that's it.
You know, and then come back and just kind of, as you say, hand the MP3, and then that's it.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I talk a bit about this quite a lot, about how the sort of the job that we were doing it only existed for about 20 years, which was this thing of music programmer, you know, or music chip programmer, as it were, sound pro, because it was only a limited amount of time where you actually needed to do the kind of the bare metal kind of thing. Bombo! Hey, somebody's just put on the chat. Yeah. Oh, that's actually, no, I can see the chat on the right hand side here, and it's different to the chat that's in the YouTube channel. Sorry, I'm getting caught up by the.
No, that's fine.
I think if you're the YouTube one, you'll only see
just the
chat
YouTube
from YouTube.
Stuff.
I can see all the other ones now. Alligator, the best logo. Is the colour Ben talking about arpeggios? Last time I used a Cobra thing.
There's loads. Sorry, guys. I know.
It's all right.
Normally on the interviews and that, we are with you a bit more, because we're normally always in chat and playing a game and bantering and stuff. So
actually, we're just out loads. I mean, if you want to maybe run through all those, and I can answer them all in.
Go for it.
But I was just saying about how this. It was a very limited time where you actually had to work in the sort of the bare metal. Are you going to share those for everybody, by the way?
Not many live.
Yeah. We'll email we'll email you one in a minute.
Speak you out now, as if I had a bowl of the same, right?
There would be.
I actually had the M&M now.
That's funny. So, what's he doing? Oh,
pimento stuffed olives.
Oh, no.
So please,
very sophisticated. Pimento stuffed olives, eh?
I have to have something. It's become a bit of a thing after have a bit of food. We normally got hummus.
He's normally got hummus and some blinking seeded. Yeah. So please,
I was just saying about how there aren't any of us around anymore. This whole thing about, like you said, the bare metal thing of, like you said, programming the chip itself. Do you know what I mean? There's it only happened for 10, 20 years or something, and then yes, kind of it became. The Amiga was when the rot set in. That's always what I say. When you could start just doing samples, right?
Exactly. Yeah, it's just a lot easier.
The waveforms yourself. That you could just go and like record a drum sound and stuff, and it all became a little bit easy, and it all became a little bit, you know, it was kind of it became a different job, you know. I really enjoyed the mix of programming and writing music, you know. And I think, and partially that also was when I got out of it, and I kind of I split the two up. So now these days I'm a programmer. Sort of for me, my day job now is I'm a programmer, and then I also do live music, and kind of I split the two up. But because in the games world, you're not doing the two together anymore, you know.
No.
And I didn't want to. Yeah, like I said, partially there was the business thing, but also partially I didn't just want to go and sit in a recording studio all day with a shitload of synths and whatever.
Yeah.
Or I didn't want to just sit like typing all day. Yeah.
So we've got. Please ask Ben. When was the last time he actually used the C64? And thanks, Ben, for the great music. That was from Doors. Was it Dorswee?
Dorswee.
Yeah. Someone from Sweden, maybe.
Yeah, right. It is funny of that, actually. The amount of fans that I have from Scandinavia. For some reason, there's a lot more from Scandinavian than anywhere else. And I've never worked out what it was about my music that appealed to like the Nordic sensibilities, you know.
Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? Yeah.
There you go, from Sweden.
I had a DNA test a little bit ago, and oh, is that Daniel? Daniel? That's not Daniel.
Daniel from Sweden.
Yeah, it's not my mate Daniel, is it?
No idea. Do you actually know Ben then, Dorswee? No? Or...
Well, it's my mate Daniel came over to our 50th birthday party and played the cowbell for us. We sedated the
wicked.
there, and we did
wicked.
We did a gig, and he played cowbell for us. But
just a fan.
Oh no,
just a fan.
You got a lot of love there. There's a lot of love.
A different Daniel from Sweden. There's obviously
a lot of people saying thank you. Thank you for your great music.
Well, the last time I touched a Commodore 64 was a couple of months ago when I was down at the Retro Museum. But But my one I haven't touched for 20 odd years, like I say, you know.
No.
But no, I mean I've signed a lot.
Yeah, I'll bet. Yeah.
It's getting to the point now where like if you've got a clean, pristine Commodore 64 that hasn't got like mine and Bob's and Martin's and everybody's signature on it, you know, those are going to be the ones that are worth money.
They're the rare ones.
Yeah. So, are you actually composing any game music still, or are you doing your own thing, or?
No, I mean,
albums?
I write some songs for the band and stuff, and I make up music all the time, every day, but I don't write it down, you know.
Yeah. And I did see on your site that you're
and not game music. I mean, I'll get offers, but like I said, it's a different job. I don't want to get into the industry. I like what I do now for money, you know.
Yeah.
And I don't want to get pulled into the games world. And like I said, the whole lack of control. Well, I mean, the classic thing again, Rob Hubbard, right? So Rob is an excellent musician, an incredibly good musician, and because he was like he was 10, 15 years older than the rest of us. When he started doing games music, he was already he'd been playing jazz piano on the cruisers and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? He was a proper serious muso, right? And then he did what he did, and kind of in England, right? And then Electronic Arts kind of said to him, "Hey, come over to America and we'll give you loads of money and you can come and be a, you know, top music producer and all that," right? And he went over there and he lasted a couple of years and hated it. You know? The amount of kind of, you know, he'd say especially when he was, because he wasn't generally writing music, he was having to be the music supervisor for other people who weren't as good at writing as he was. But also when he was writing music, he'd get like, you know, 5 or 6 producers coming in going, oh, it needs to be a little bit more,
I'd
clean.
hate.
Do you know what?
Yeah, I'd hate that.
It needs to have a little more whoosh.
Yeah.
And he kind of, you know, he'd change one note and go, how's that? And go, oh, yeah, that's right. You know, they were just you just get
That's
everybody
crazy.
who wants to have their little bit of finger in the pie, so that they can get a credit for being a producer and all that. You know, the amount of interference that you get doing any kind of art when you're part of a business.
Yeah.
Speak to anybody. Speak to screenwriters. Speak to the directors and all this stuff in the film, and the amount of interference that you get from kind of people who they don't do the thing themselves, but they like to think that they can, they've got a handle on the artistic types.
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
Looking after the intellectuals. They don't really understand, poor Dick. They don't understand what the common person wants, Yeah, so I've said I'm not interested in the games industry anymore. I mean, there was a little period a few years ago with the mobile scene where that suddenly all got indie again. Before all the big studios were interested in it because it wasn't making any money. And again, you start getting teenagers in their bedrooms writing games and selling them, But then again, as soon as the industry looked and went, oh, there's money to be made there, then suddenly it became, I mean, I don't know, you'll get a mobile game that's got millions spent on it, and it's just a little bloody, crappy.
It's crazy.
I mean, but yeah. But it's the amount, the advertising and all that. Yes, no, it's not for me. I'm quite happy, like I said, doing gigs and that kind of, playing for live audiences. Again, I like that. I like to see the whites of their eyes. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I want to touch on one thing to do with that actually before we let you go. So you go to this. Is it you're trying to buy the field? It's Stainsby Festival.
Stainsby, yeah. It's
Stainsby, sorry.
So this is a festival that I've been. I've been every year for the last 20 years or so. I was in a band and we did a gig. Said 20 years ago, and then I went back with another band the year after, and did the same thing, and then sort of this. I was in sort of 3 or 4 different bands that were sort of rotating round doing it. And then after a few years, one of their compares left. And because they knew that, me, because I'd done a few gigs and I'm the kind of person that stands in the middle of the stage and just takes over. Kind of,
we've seen a little bit. That's brilliant. It's good though.
So they asked me to start comparing it, and I did, and then a few years ago, it's a charity, and they asked me to be a trustee and stuff. Yeah, so I'm very involved in it now. It's a lovely thing. It's been going for it's the 50th year this year, right?
Wow,
so
that's good.
It's the second. We think it's the second oldest folk festival in the country. So it's been. Cambridge is older, but Cambridge has had a few years where they haven't done it. So actually, we think we're the oldest continual. It's every single year.
That's cool, isn't it?
For 50 years. And the beautiful thing is it's now run by the children and the grandchildren of the people that set it up, right? But it's always stayed pretty much exactly the same size. It's a local festival for local people kind of thing, It's it's only kind of 1,000, 2,000 people kind of thing, but it's on this lovely greenfield site in Derbyshire, which is it was a beautiful thing. It was the woman who owned the field. She died about 15 years ago, something, wow. and it looked like the festival was going to have to stop because nobody knew what was going to happen. And then a guy who had been born in the village where it's held, but had then gone off and become like a multi-millionaire property developer, but had always kind of had links stayed sort of true to his roots. He bought the field and the farm just so that the festival could keep going.
Oh wow,
that's cool. An amazing thing. It was a lovely thing. And then, but he's kind of now getting to an age where he's having to kind of settle his financial affairs. He's had his heart's a bit dodgy and stuff. And
right, okay.
So basically, he's always said we could have first refusal on this field. And in fact, a few years ago, he split up the farm and the field. He sold off the farm, but kept the field just so we could just once a year have this festival on.
No, excellent.
Which it is
cool,
it's a
isn't
lovely
it?
thing.
Cool.
So we're fundraising to get the money, and basically we're sort of halfway there now, and we think we can get match funding, and there's a few grants around and stuff for us to, and now especially because it's the 50th year, we're doing kind of a big push this year on the heritage and stuff of it, So yes, it's a lovely small. It's non-commercial, a lot of festivals they start off all kind of nice and meaning well, but then they grow and they start making money out of it and stuff. And it's Stainsby's never been about that. It's always it's run by musicians. Sort of most of the people that are on the committee and that work backstage and stuff are musicians themselves, and that's what it's always been about. It's about musicians getting other good musicians to come and just play in a field in the middle of nowhere,
It's nice that nowadays something can stay as it was.
Yeah, that is
because, like you said, most things now are commercialised.
And the generations thing. I mean, my kids are now helping run it, and like I said, it's the some of the grandchildren of the people that originally set it up are kind of are running it, and it's got that very kind of it's a family thing, and it's a completely family friendly festival in that and there are loads of people that you meet that have been every year for 50 years.
Wow.
And there are loads of people that were practically born at the festival and have been every year since they were born. We kind of a couple of years ago we had a thing where we got just loads of people together that had all been ranging from 2-year-olds to 70-year-olds that have been every year since they were born.
That's great.
And so it's I've banged on about it long enough now, but it's a lovely thing. Yes, and so we're still
it's fine.
raising money. So yes, if there's any multimillionaires out there that kind of want to show their appreciation for Last Ninja or anything
which is
may have done,
I mean,
then please.
To be honest, that's why I want to bring it up, because you've done a lot. We appreciate it, and you guys, if you want to donate to this, if you look at your screen now, we'll go to Ben's site, and there's a little donate link up there. You can read all about here. You can read all about it under the stuff bit, and then you go to the Stainsby. When you click the donate, you'll go to the Stainsby Festival site.
Oh, excellent! Thank you very much.
No problem.
No, you're welcome.
Yeah, well, indeed, and you can see that little essay that I wrote. That's why it's a special thing. There's no other festival like it in the country, There's
so
many special.
So help Ben out. That'd be brilliant. I'm going to donate tonight. So
except, I should take that down. The Llama Carmen lottery isn't happening, and that happened last year. That was great.
Okay,
we got a llama in the field.
Really?
And it was basically where would the llama shit first?
Brilliant.
So we divided the field. We divided the field into grid, right? And people bought. It was like a lottery, but it's so people bought a ticket for a square, like a square yard, basically. And then we sat and we watched this llama for an hour or something until it had a crap, and then we measured exactly which square it had a crap on. And in fact, I don't think the square that it crapped on had been bought, so we managed to
oh really
money, which is really cool. Yeah, that was a fun day.
That's brilliant.
You just got a better day this year.
You'd never think that you get a whole bunch of grown people standing going, come on, crap. The llama. Yeah.
That's so good. That's so funny.
Yeah.
All right then, Ben. That's brilliant. We're going to wrap it up. Massive thanks. So we really appreciate you coming on.
That was it was laughed at.
No, thank you.
Yeah,
thank you.
In fact, because you're on for another hour, aren't you, or something?
To 11 o'clock.
I'll keep watching.
Well, what do you want to play? Should we play crack out quick?
Yeah,
Yeah.
crack out. I love crack out. That's it.
Hey, there he is. There's also a video. There's also videos of Ben on the net. In the what's the Wastelands thing? Is that a loader for? Someone was saying it was a loader for something, or
That's Last Ninja. That's one of the Last Ninja tunes.
that is it? Is it? Oh, okay. I didn't know it was called that. So there's a video of Ben playing the music with flute on YouTube. Go and visit that as well. It's
That's with Fastloaders. That's the
yeah.
Norwegian heavy
That's
metal
it.
group that I was talking about. We did last year in Camden at the Underworld in Camden.
Yeah.
They just brought.
So go and visit.
It's a brilliant. Check out the album if you haven't done. It's bloody brilliant. Basically, it's all three Last Ninjas. So it's my stuff and Matt's and Rain's, and yes, it's this Norwegian heavy metal group, basically playing all the Last Ninja music. And they when they launched it last year down in Camden, I went and kind of went and played it with them on stage. That was an experience, I tell you.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
They do it brilliantly, but it was just a really weird thing, me playing flute with this, like, seriously metal, widdly stuff. It was dead good. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. Right, okay then, Ben. We'll let you go.
Thank you. Cheers.
And see you, chaps.
Yeah, keep watching, and yeah, we'll probably speak in the future for some reason, or
I'm sure.
Oh.
Have a good one.
Yeah, all right,
Cheers,
then, Ben.
Ben.
Thanks a lot.
Bye-bye.
See you later.
Bye.
Cool stuff.
Okay, so yeah,
Thank you.
ignore that RRG bit. I clicked control by mistake.
Was that Ivan?
Yeah.
It sounded like Ivan.
Right, so let's load. So we're using the new SD2IC tonight, guys. It's been a bit of a pain to set up, but I got there in the end. Oh,
That's Retro Barrett.
Right, Retro Barrett.
Hi, Retro Barrett.
yeah, I'm messed up already.
Still
sorry, guys.
Still playing Star Wars.
Oh, don't. I've
Yeah,
been
sorry,
watching you
guys,
play
we're,
Star Wars over and
It's
over
the
again.
concentration on the
Jesus.
interview, but yeah, we're not ignoring you. I've tried to pull some questions out.
I think we've
Ben's,
pretty much covered all the questions that are on there. They're all pretty much.
Yeah. So yeah, we're going to play Crack Out. Again, thanks to Ben. That was
See, I've
brilliant.
not
I
played
love
this game.
Crack
It
Out.
is Crack Out. I've
I
not
love
played
it.
Crack Out.
Yeah.
I used to listen to. I normally listen to music at work for this. I love this tune.
But did you see how weird that program on Quest? That who's the guy that O'Brien?
There's a T, man.
They're doing a computer.
Oh, Richard O'Brien.
No, not Richard. Who's? Oh God! He does Mock the Week.
Let's just reset.
He's
this
doing
thing.
a program on Quest where celebrities play computer games.
Is it?
They played Spy Hunter.
Yeah, I remember you showing me the video.
I was like sitting there. I said to Hayden, "I played this last night." They did. They had to play. Are we going to play Snoopy?
We've got Snoopy, yeah. We did listen to your games, and we've downloaded all the games that you was on about, so Snoopy is there.
Yeah.
But we won't be playing that.
A couple of games
Not yet, anyway.
that Robert Lee had said.
What are you drinking? Coffee?
So, Crack Out is one of the games by Ben. Ben says goodbye on Skype. Oh, here we go. Yeah, unfortunately, we can't get the originals.
So what is Crack Out? Because I've not played Crack Out.
You'll know it. You'll know it.
I will know.
Yeah, I can't think if there's a lot of clones or whether this is the original game but there's a lot of Bat and Ball clones from like the original Bat and Ball thing. So I think they just all originate from that, didn't they? The old black and white paddle thing. Remember the original game?
Like air hockey.
Yeah.
Because wasn't
Just
that the first game?
I think it was one of the first.
I think that was the first computer game when it was the two bars with the ball. Because I had that on my BBC.
Yeah, Ben's just
Is it loading?
Oh right, okay.
Is it loading?
Oh yeah.
It was
We
a
haven't
clone.
we haven't got the fast loader yet. That'll be in a couple of days, hopefully.
Pong.
Like Pong. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
I loved that game. We had that game. It was brilliant.
Pong's good. So how you were doing anyway?
We had another one that was like that but reversed. That you had a thing at the bottom of the screen and it went up and it got faster and faster and you had to keep
Similar.
Yeah.
Similar.
Hey, here we go. So this is Ben's music. This
Not yet. No, that's the crack.
Right.
That's the crack. So real C64 guys. Yeah, no, it's not a cassette. Thanks, Amiga DJ. We did see your comments in the chat and that. Amiga DJ did say thanks to you, Ben. No trainers.
I'm driving this week. No alcohol this week.
And I'm on TV.
And this is the Ben Daglish music.
Don't worry, I'll be drunk again next week.
Look at Graham, he's reaching for the headphones.
This is cool. Oh,
It's a happy tune.
it is happy.
It's brilliant. Like I say, I do play a lot of Amiga and C64 music in the car and burnt them to disc. It's
I'll
just
do it at work.
really
I'll do it
uplifting.
at work. Sees me through my working day some days.
It is bad. And now I've got this strange image of you, Ben, sitting in a computer room with your mate at school, doing it.
Hello, Jamie. How you doing?
Hello, everybody.
What happened to your stream, Jamie, at the weekend? I went to come in and you'd gone.
Anthony.
Yeah, it's wicked. Awesome track.
Oh, we went. I was loaded.
Well, you can play it if you want.
Go on, Lee, get in there.
But yeah, I used to listen to computer music and just
Right.
reset it and not play the game. But
Oh right, I thought it said fight. Well, yeah.
that is on the right, so you'll be on this side of the screen.
What do I do? Just press
Just
start?
yeah,
No.
we can just
Press space.
yeah.
You haven't drinking the Anthony. Milkshake.
Oh right, okay.
Got to get used to the joystick. Jamie.
God, it's really sensitive.
Dorsey says great choice, great music. Do you have the kettle? Yeah, it's Big Nuts. He's got the kettle on.
Yeah, it's like white noise.
Yeah, that wasn't the
Jeff,
Sid
what did you do
chip.
about the face? What did you do about the face?
Oh, your stream didn't go too well then.
No, you said you was on, Jamie.
Poor
and,
old Jamie.
and then you disappeared.
Yeah, I was so busy at the weekend trying to
Do I
get
have
all everything together for this, make sure it works, put a reset button in this. I changed the SID out,
Is there
didn't
no
I? Because
sound on
missing the
this?
voice on the SID.
No sounding game, no? I thought it was sounding game, no?
Sure, it should be going doop doop, shouldn't it?
You can. Yeah, where is the music?
Okay,
There should be music and sound effects.
Chris just turned it off.
Who?
Oh,
Is it
did you
on turn-
switch both of them off?
I bet he has.
We didn't see it. Should we reload it?
When did you switch off?
Because you went down on the joystick. I
Yeah,
think you must
fucking
have
around.
switched
You
it
must turn the
off.
sound off.
Because
There's not many track on it.
Yeah, it should still be in memory. It should just load. Yeah, because there's a music test on there as well, isn't there? On Crackout, you can play the music individually, I think, as well. On that menu.
did you change? What did you change about the sound? For someone, because you did something. You changed the chip to get the bass line or something, didn't you? Because last week we didn't have a bass line.
Yeah, on the SID that I had in there, there was a voice missing. Plus, it was the wrong one for that board, so I had to swap it back out. It's before I got the AV out to SCART into the scaler. I couldn't get the sound working on the telly. The RF is so perfect now on an LCD telly, it won't actually tune in the sound because it's too far away. It's hard to explain, but so I was thinking the sound chip in the Commodore 64 was knackered, so I swapped the SID chip out.
Oh, so it wasn't knackered at all.
No, it wasn't. No,
Just
it was
it just wouldn't pick it up on the modern stuff.
It's just so strict to the standards on the new LCDs
Like
now.
them at work.
So that's why I had to go down the route of getting
I had
a
to dig
a
the sugar out
composite
the
to
coffee.
scaler.
Maybe some coffee, open it up and there's like lumps of sugar in there. Right.
Yeah, we have got the right Sid now, yeah. Right, let's have a look.
What did I do?
Don't know, wait for it to start. But yeah, there should be in-game sound effects.
Yeah, don't you?
Or music.
I'd
or
expect
both or something.
I'd expect noises of ball bounce.
I bought some themed chocolate.
Yeah, the Cobra music's brilliant.
I mean, I built some themed chocolate, Anthony.
Weirdo.
You can milk him.
Do you want the milky? Do you want some milky?
Right, so sound effects
off.
off.
Look, there
Here we go. There it
They're
is.
off a standard,
Yeah.
right?
That's weird, isn't it?
Oh,
Yeah, it's one or the other.
We'll have the music there, please.
We do the music, yeah.
Is that what Ben was
That's
saying
what it
about
was.
it not using too much of the? If you had both on, you wouldn't be able to run them both because you've only got so many channels or something.
I don't know. Maybe Ben can confirm that. Right.
You turn up the
Should be it now,
C64
shouldn't it?
sound.
Push fire button. Oh no, don't actually.
Oh, that's how
Hang
I
on.
changed it.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, that's
There you
better.
go. Hey! Oh, jeez! Oh, look at that.
Milky
That's
bars
better.
are on me! Nestle
Milky Bar
Of course, there is other chocolate available.
Don't be a dickhead.
This is not product placement.
That went really well with the music. Hit number 5, that would go well.
This is awesome. This
I like this.
This reminds me of the of drum and bass for some reason.
You have to watch it back, Jamie, and find out for yourself, wouldn't you? You went very well. God, it's really not. I don't even know the last time I had a Milky Bar.
Is that better?
1986.
Was it?
Milk Bars, I
know, that's what I mean.
As a
Sitting
kid,
there playing
you probably had it when
64s,
you
eating
probably had it
Milky
when
Bar.
your
Well,
kids were small.
Yeah, so
Well,
go and
yeah,
donate.
cool.
Go and donate to Stainsby and let Ben buy that field. That'd be brilliant. I'll have to do it later. We'll drop some links on the video when we finish. Obviously, when the stream finishes, the video finalises. I'll drop some links so you can go and visit.
What's
Here you go, here's your answer, Anthony.
about the music?
Here's your answer about the music.
Riot Retro Gaming.
We got some more
This
sounds.
is good. I like this game.
Spar dem här.
Here we go. What?
I just said your answer's there. I'm literally like, goes,
Sorry.
goes in your
Sorry, I
ear.
always do that.
Goes round your brain, round your brain.
It's because I'm concentrating.
Here
You
you
know what
are.
I'm like.
2 minutes later, everyone's like,
Is that what you're saying?
the fucking delay on this video is like 3 minutes.
Fuck off.
The delay in his brain.
Go on then. You still didn't read it.
Anthony.
Yeah.
Why is that so
That's cool.
loud?
Someone asked to turn it up.
There was lots of effects.
So
I
you
think,
can
so it was
soundboard.
Oh, that. You can play from left or right then.
Oh right, okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
So where do I get out of here? The only thing is that I'm like
There was a
literally
game I
ripping
was
my ear
playing
out.
last night that was
Ooh.
cutting the music. Even the
that-
Amiga did it, didn't
Ooh,
it?
that
It's well
stick,
sensitive.
well weird.
It's sensitive.
My sticks are really flopping. Sorry, but my stick is really floppy. And it's really easy to play with. Whoa! I don't even know what that is. What
I'd
is
like to
that?
play this drunk.
It was you.
Yeah, fella. Whoa!
You got to be careful not to hit that switch because that'll reset the drive. Yeah, it went well, Jamie. Ben's a good guy. Ben's a good guy.
This is making me feel a little bit frantic.
What?
Frankie.
The music.
I love it.
Frantic.
Frantic.
Frantic Freddy.
What a disaster that was.
Game over.
Now on watch.
I was thinking
Right.
actually when Ben was saying, the music's copyrighted. You couldn't really copy this now anyway, could you? if you try and rewrite that sounding like that, it's next to impossible.
That was really that video, Jamie. I couldn't stop laughing.
Ah, yeah.
It was a bit weird, but funny. Fuck.
What one?
The Royal Penis 16 you're hiding.
Oh god,
think it
the
was-
milking, yeah.
Actually showed Raina, I was killing myself laughing.
Oh, why you're going like that?
He goes,
My funny head. Yeah, it's fucking weird. I'll tell you what, I'm better than I'm at that. At this.
She's dead already.
Dock him.
She's dead already.
Did you say docking?
Doing. Go on.
I've got to do it from the right now. I've got to
Docking. Why are we saying docking? What's happening?
He's dead already. You go docking.
Yeah, it's bang in the middle.
What
didn't
number's
realise.
that? What number's that? What one's he dead already?
It's written down. Yes. I like the enlarge.
Listen.
She's dead already.
I know, it's me, yeah.
Hello, Rebel Danny.
Docking.
I haven't seen you on the stream before. Let's go on tapes to an amazing.
I think it's Arkanoid that's actually got lasers. You pick up the laser thing and you can shoot the bat. I don't know if this got it.
I possibly was drinking Guinness from the can. Is that a no-no then? Last week I was drinking Guinness from a can.
I do when I'm desperate. I tend to like it in a glass. But
I don't even know if you haven't got any pint glasses, you ain't?
Any what?
To
Pint
be
glasses,
fair,
yeah, they're in a cup. Yeah.
you're getting in trouble from an Irish man.
No, to be
drinking it
fair,
out of a can.
years ago I worked in a bar, and if I did a Guinness, I'd always do the shamrock in the
Oh,
top.
for
but
fuck's
I used to
sake!
do a proper one, not just a figure of 8 thing. I used to do the proper shamrock, so not all bad.
Terrible.
Not as bad as that.
Anthony.
It's really weird. He sounds like he's here. I suppose he's in the way. Oh,
What happened there? Crashed out?
I'll be drinking again next week.
what
I'll make
happened?
sure it's out of a pint,
Next
and I'll let
level,
it
innit?
settle.
No, how did you get
I
back
don't remember
into
it
the
doing that.
options? Never
It must
does
do
that.
it. It must do it.
Weird.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
It's
That's
really,
it. It's game
quite
over.
sensitive.
I'll tell you what,
That
I like
is.
my floppy stick. Sorry, it's a bit weird and a bit perverted, but I do like my floppy stick.
What do I press? Oh no, I want to be.
Apparently you've been redeemed, you have,
Yeah.
for your shamrock.
I actually got my shamrock. I did have an Irish person comment on
Can you do it out of a
shamrock.
can?
No, you need it on the you need it on the tap. You fill it 3/4, let it sit for 2-3 minutes, and then the last bit you draw
Shamrock.
the shamrock. But you used to do like a double, then a double, then a double, and then down for the.
I don't like soccer. I don't like anything to do with football. Sorry.
Yeah, whining ant is not a good idea.
I need to.
Fills him up and then he's up till 3 o'clock in the morning. He'll probably end up having nightmares.
Walking around
Yeah.
the streets.
Message-
I knew he was going to say that.
Messaging me at 2 o'clock in the
Cheese.
morning.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, yeah.
I think that's a
You
myth.
know why? It's because I had the 2 days
He
off.
was off as well.
Yeah.
I think that's a myth. The cheese.
And the fucking Wednesday.
it does, to be
the
honest.
Wednesday this week. I'll see you tomorrow on bloody Monday. And then messaging me back at 1:45, which is clearly Tuesday, saying, no, it won't be tomorrow. Yeah, it is now, it is Tuesday.
Yeah, God, cheese. Every time I have cheese and go to sleep, it can't be an old wives' tale because it works.
No, I think you're making yourself.
No.
You're hard.
No, honestly, when you wake up in a sweat because a
Yeah,
wolf's
you're
nearly
fucking
at your
up.
neck,
I think it's because you're
Cheese does
panicking
nothing.
that you've eaten cheese and you're making yourself have
well,
nightmares.
you think it's psychosomatic.
Yeah.
Right,
how's that?
maybe. Maybe I was brought up a little bitch.
What?
Look at his face!
How's that happen?
He got a G, it's the glue brick, and you just push a button to let it
Okay.
go. It's cool, isn't it?
You heard Masters of the Lamps, have you?
What?
Masters of the Lamps.
What's Master of the Lamp?
No, what's that?
Ben's,
I knew that was going to happen.
I
one
like.
of Ben's favourite games. Involved flying a magic carpet through diamonds in space. Then there was a weird level that involved a genie blowing bubbles.
Yeah,
out of a-
hookah. That's mad.
What is a hookah?
That sounds. I don't know. Gribbly's Day Out was mad. You blow bubbles on that. That's a mental game. That's crazy.
Come on, Lee, we've done it.
Yes.
Not
Oh,
many
it's a
people know it
bubble
all, but
pipe,
it was
right,
brilliant.
okay.
Yeah, I'll have to look out for that. I do watch these back as well. I'm not vain, but I do enjoy a stream. We were saying a little while ago, even on the podcast when we had it, when you're streaming and concentrating, even Jamie knows it, and Hyven and all the other streams that come on that we're watching. It's there's bits you don't notice, but and when you watch it back.
Come back quick,
And even
didn't
bits
it?
that you're saying and that someone else is on about, there's another conversation and you tune into that and it's funny. So, yes. Yeah, I will watch it back and I'll take note on what you guys are saying. Because you done that with the games that they wanted, wasn't it, last week?
Yeah, I've got a list of all the games on my phone.
Oh, he's got the good one, look. You just let it go now.
Oh, really? When does that go, though?
I can't remember. The last time I played this, I was about 10 years old.
This is a wicked game.
It's good. It is good.
Oh, great.
Again, I think another thing I should have asked Ben really is
that
the
froze
game.
me.
Sometimes the
I'm
game
frozen.
doesn't need to. Well, the game doesn't have to be 90%. Sometimes the music
I thought
makes the
it
game
froze
as well.
me. That thing, it stops you from being able to move.
Okay.
I didn't realise. I thought that was an extra.
But there's loads we didn't ask, which is good in a way because the interview goes really well. But loads of stuff. So yeah, go and check Ben Daglish's site out,
I hate when he does that.
ben-daglish.net. And
What a
again, the
shot.
Stainsbyfestival.org.uk. And go and donate so I can buy that land. Might have to check it out one day. Go up there.
Yes. Well,
It sounds like it's been. How long's
we want to get out with the can, don't we, and do some
Yeah.
outsidey stuff, don't we?
how long's Glastonbury been running then? Do you know how long Glastonbury? Do any of you guys know how long Glastonbury's been running for? That might even beat that. That sounds 50 odd years.
I don't know, no idea.
Like Ben was saying, I think it's the second longest, but the most continuous.
Yeah. Because on the site it says it gets really muddy and messy and that. Again, there's loads that I haven't talked about. There's a program Ben wrote called Deco Check, which is a decompression program that he wrote. What was I telling you the other day?
Yeah.
Decompression program he wrote. So when you come out of deep water, normally you get something called the bends. You probably know about that.
Bubbles in your blood.
Yeah. But this is some sort of algorithm to.
Here we go. Glastonbury started in 1970.
So
Go on, Lee. 40. Whatever we're in. 48.
No. Yeah, 48 years.
This year's 48.
I'm 78 and I'm 40 this year. So yes.
Ben also plays a game called
Nearly as
Ultimate,
old.
which is a frisbee game.
There you
Yeah.
go. He's
Look that up.
47
That
years.
looks good. I look that up. That's brilliant.
You're something.
I like this game.
Oh, I've got to go to the end.
He also plays harmonica. That's on YouTube.
What is going on?
Do you have a bit of Last Ninja?
Yeah.
Or you enjoy
Yeah,
this?
no, put it on, man. I'll put it on.
Go on,
try a
you
few
can
of
do
them.
it. You can christen the resets.
Would you just
Well,
push
do
that
both of
button?
Yeah, you got to do both. Yeah.
Like launching a
Not
nuclear
at the
bomb.
same time. You can do them whenever, but
Oh, what have I done? Broken it.
it's alright. Go on.
These things.
Yeah, you do it. I can't remember the flipping command.
We can do what you were doing because you're only loading one thing in a route.
So I didn't realise it loaded up like this. I thought it was all done in this screen.
No.
It's like a fast loader then, isn't it?
Sort of. Well, it's not
What
a
is
fast
that?
loader.
Cobra.
What is this then?
But who's requesting Cobra? Oh, Wastelands, okay. Chicken Song was a long involved story, which basically was about... So go down to games. FB64 is a thing that loads. That is this loading screen.
Dr. Misler wants to see me play Cobra. There's a fighting game, is it? Cobra? Sounds like a fighting game.
To see Horse play it. Oh, there's a fight between Last Ninja and Cobra. Cobra's got good music as well. Huh?
Let's put Last Ninja on. That's what you want, Bomb.
Go on in
Fuck
game.
them.
Go down to
We've got
games.
20 minutes.
Well, we can do
Fuck 'em.
both
Fuck 'em.
anyway. It's a Ben
Whatever you
Daglish
want to
night.
do, just say
Yeah,
fuck
fuck
'em.
ya. Fuck
the lot
ya.
of C64, of course, man.
We will do
Best of
Cobra.
Stallone.
We will do
C64,
Cobra.
Jamie. What am I
Was it
doing?
a film? There was a film called Cobra.
Last
Was it?
T.
Yeah,
Sylvester
Sylvester Stallone.
Oh, I've gone down.
I don't know if I've
Shift
actually
and
seen it.
cursor up.
You ain't even got it. What are you going on about?
What are you doing? Use a joystick.
You haven't got it.
What are you looking for?
The Last Ninja.
No, it's just called Last Ninja. Go up.
Oh, L.
Well, I didn't know I could use a stick, did I?
There you go.
No.
A and B. Do I just do A? No,
Yeah.
what do I do?
Ninja Plus Plus.
Does that say triad?
Yeah, it's a crack.
Let's have a look.
Now what? Is that it?
Yeah, it'll load. That's like so. There's no fast loader, so
What's that?
we have to wait.
Danny,
Thank you, Danny.
Thank
Wow,
you.
10
Have a
quid.
break, have a Kit Kat.
We got Milky Bars.
What did it say? I missed
You're
it.
not supposed to donate us 10 quid. You're supposed to donate Ben 10 quid. If that was for Ben, we'll forward it on. But yeah, thanks for that. That's really good. Yeah, if you want to donate to us as well, just if you type in exclamation mark and give, it will give you the link. But we only take donations up to 30 quid, and that pays for postage for one game that we'll give away. And the postage covers most of the world, so that's all we get donations for. Just a game giveaway. As soon as it hits 30 quid, we've got postage, and we'll give a game away free.
I want to see this. Sorry, I want to see Cobra. I want to see Cobra now.
What is he doing?
Look at the
Take my
car.
25. Yeah,
Look at the
yeah.
car
Why
in
not?
Cobra.
Yeah.
That's an old Mercury.
Appreciate
I
it.
think. Yeah, Mercury.
Oh, thanks.
That's a
Cheers,
cool
matey.
car.
Thanks a lot. That is the real Ben Daglish, yeah. Yeah, it's brilliant. Appreciate that. Humbled. We're humbled.
Let's have a quick look.
We don't want that.
I think this is it. That one.
Limited lives on.
All right. Can you go down on that? That don't sound good, does it? Oh, here you go. Here we go. Hey, here we go.
Is it 2-player?
There are
No, but I can't control this. Ben, what are you like at controlling this? Can fake this, mate.
Use cursor keys.
Yeah.
How do I start?
Push your joystick button.
Hey.
Oh, there you go, that one. It's always the way, isn't it? So, isn't it weird how they just use, like the Amiga, it's whatever.
I can't move.
It's
Oh, hang
weird,
on,
isn't
hang
it?
on.
It is that one.
Hang on.
No, it is that
Oh, there
one.
you go. That's somersault.
Somersault. I
Oh, no,
can't
it just-
control this, but I was
Oh, right.
too big as getting stoned in front of her.
How do you fight?
That's
Tell
brilliant.
you what, I don't think I've ever played this game, man.
I can't.
It's hard. It's the control. It's
Look,
hard.
he just kicked me up the bum. Sorry. look, I could do a moonwalk. I can't turn round.
But yeah, amazing piece of music. another
How do
Ben
you hit?
Daglish classic, one of my favourites.
Hang on,
Last Ninja.
I'm being.
What are you doing, Lee? Do you know what you're doing here?
I can't hit or kick.
You got to sort of pull down diagonally. It's really odd. There you go.
How do you, I can't.
And
hit
kicking, you fire button and pull down. I think.
No, I did stuff.
Fire button
I
pull
don't
down.
remember it, but then
Okay.
There you go.
As
It's
Jamie
really
said,
weird.
I don't remember
Up
much.
punch, right? Okay,
Yeah, it's
okay.
really weird.
That's tricky.
Yeah, it is tricky.
Coming in. You want some?
But again, like I say, the music's like crazy.
Oh no!
This has just been used.
I got him!
Oh, you're doing better than me. I died.
Ah! I'm gonna punch him.
Andrew Garfield's ringtone on Hollywood.
Ah!
Thingy.
Oh, this is hard. This is really hard.
See that, can you? Mush.
Oh, really?
Oh, you just threw a Death Star at me.
You can. You?
That's wicked. We'll have to look for that and all. Spider-Man.
Ah, I missed.
Here we go. Fire button leaning back is pick things. Oh, right. Okay. See, I couldn't pick up anything earlier. That's probably.
Hey, I got
why.
him,
Yeah,
I got him.
You got him.
This is hard.
No, I wish some thriller drew out later this year. I
What are
think.
you doing?
Yeah, sorry about the the electricity thing. I thought, shit, I actually went up the bank. I left work early to go and get some money for the bloody meter. I've got an old electric meter and it takes pound coins. And I thought, oh shit, in the middle of the interview, I like had a panic. I was like, fuck, it was like nearly on zero, and I thought, shit, if this all goes.
Oh my god.
That's really bad. That'd be really bad. So I had no choice but just to say, right, hang on.
Missed.
You wouldn't get that in a TV studio, would you?
Just. Yeah, you
Oh,
want one?
you
Just.
jammy butt.
Too
Oh!
far. Too far.
How did you get to the other one though?
I think you got to use the stepping stones, but again, it's so hard.
Have a try that. That's really, really
It is
tricky.
really
Do I
hard.
have to go that way? I don't want to go that way. Oh, I should have brought me earphones, shouldn't I? Why didn't I bring me earphones? Because I was rushed. Oh God! Just.
Yeah, where was you anyway? Horse said that you was riding back with Lucy or something.
Get off him! I don't like
It was
being
nice
you anymore.
today. The weather was shit hot today.
I don't
Really
punch.
good.
I'm Why do I feel like I'm dying? Is that because I am dying? How'd you jump?
No, that's not Ben's
How'd
favourite
you fight,
track.
Lee?
It's a good track.
Up, is it?
Down, up and fire or down and fire.
Yeah, we spoke about that earlier.
It's really hard. Really hard.
Can we just? I think Ant needs to play. That's what it is. Can we just? Look, I feel like I need to be behind him. There's this moment in my life where I need
You're
to
just
be
going to walk
behind
round him, aren't you?
Just go away from me!
He won't let you pass.
Just let me behind you! Is it just fire or is it up and fire? It's
No,
making
up
me
and
clammy.
fire.
It's making
Yeah,
me
it's up
really
and
Up and
clammy.
fire or up and
down
fire's
fire.
punch. Down, you're out. Down.
Oh, he's done it!
It's making me really clammy.
Yeah, it's horrible.
making me anxious.
It's horrible.
It's making me anxious.
We've got a sword.
I can't fight with a man with just fists.
I've
let
got a
alone
sword,
man with a
look.
sword.
I'm joking.
Yeah, get your pull. No, don't get your Oh, no, I didn't have a chance. How am I supposed to fight him? I've got a sword in my back and I don't use it.
How'd you get
Come
your sword
on.
out?
Come on. How'd you get your pork sword out?
No!
Oh, run away from that one.
Oh, look at that. Oh, look, there's an apple there. Something just flashed. Bottom left.
Diagonal back and fire.
What are you trying to do?
Oh, and do the moonwalk at the moment. I'm trying to do the squatting. Squat thrusts. Oh. I thought I could walk on that. I'm sorry.
Sport Wow, that's cool. That's cool, isn't it?
Can I stand on that one? Oh, that's a bit sloggy woggy. That. How many likes do I get?
Not many.
There you go, Anthony. You do it. You're the master at this game, I'm sure.
And then we're going to quickly do Cobra because we've got 11 minutes.
Yeah.
The controls you can learn, but jumping across the swamps and rivers is another story. That might explain my issues.
Uterus.
Oh, one more. Hit him!
No!
Hit him!
Yeah!
What do you mean, yeah? I was shit.
You did it,
Oh,
though.
what again?
Run away. He don't kick you up the arse.
Oh,
what's this?
I was going too far up
Weaponry.
Can I use?
It's an apple, isn't it?
How do I use it? Oh, I got it.
No, do you have to do space again?
Oh, how am I supposed to? No, how do I use it?
It's not squat. Squat.
No!
Do it again. That's it.
Lee, shut up!
Why are you presenting
Lee!
What is going on?
Hey! He just died!
No, do you want
You
your
say
sword?
that?
Do you want your sword out?
What?
Oh, come on! Why? Fuck me. What's he doing?
He killed himself.
That's
He just
like-
committed suicide.
Yes. It's gone the loyal. What's it called? It's like
He's
a
gone
honour.
loyal.
Honour way. It's the honour.
There's a.
Oh, because I
Honourable
passed him.
death.
What's it?
What is
What's his
what's
name?
it? Oh, for fuck's
Who's
sake.
Bill and Ted guy?
Right, we'll play that another time. Do you want to
Keanu
reset
Reeves?
it and
Yeah.
play
He done that film
play
where
Cobra?
they'll commit suicide at the end.
Oh, it's not 47 Ronin.
Oh, it's 47 something.
Oh yeah, it is 47 Ronin. Yeah,
I haven't seen it.
I was thinking that other one with Tom Cruise, but yeah, 47 Ronin's wicked. If you've
you had
not
a
seen that,
you had
guys,
a sleeping grenade.
is that what it is? I've never really played it. It was just the music that I used to love and play when I was younger. It's brilliant. Cobra, yeah.
Someone was telling me. I don't know.
Alright. Keep me
Who
up.
was saying about moist on
I'm just
Hive
breathing.
Stream?
You
I have
depressed?
to keep sitting forward to listen. It's making me like achy.
Who was saying about moist on Hive and Stream the other night? I can't remember who said it, and they said in Swedish, moist still sounds bad. It's like fuck-tech or something. It's F-U-K. Who? What's moist? I can't remember what moist
Don't
is
be a
in
dickhead.
Swedish. Fuck-tech or fuck. It sounds bad in their language too. I thought it was. What's it in Swedish again?
Yeah, that's it. Last Samurai.
That's it. Fuktig. That's moist.
Jesus. Empire. What? MPISE was Fuktig.
Misspelled Owen, didn't it?
Weird. This is still loading.
Moist.
It takes a while
Bad,
to load
bad
this.
word.
That fast load is really fast. What is it? Jiffy DOS. If any of you guys got Jiffy DOS, you'll have to tell me about it because apparently you piggyback the kernel with Jiffy DOS in these and it will fast load.
He's taking
Oh,
the-
I know,
you know,
I know anything
no,
with
no.
technical, we
No,
just
no.
like. Oh,
No,
I
you're piggybacking the kernel.
Yeah, the KFC guy. I can just see Ant on the back of the KFC guy.
My milkshake brings on the
Take
boys
me
to the
anywhere you want me to
yard.
go. I'll take you anywhere.
Yours.
Turrican 2. Welcome to Turrican.
Jamie was saying he had a trouble with his stream the other night. Did you have trouble with your stream the other night then, Jamie?
No, he just got on really late and no one joined him.
That's what he said.
No, well, it's because of his works. He
right.
hasn't got
No,
enough
there was
time
one
now.
during the day. It popped up that you was streaming. Admittedly, I didn't go on for about 40 minutes, and you weren't there.
Jamie had a long play the other night, but none of us got to see it. He was in bed with a piece of tissue.
Cheers, Gabrielle, DG. Are we loaded or is it still loading?
I bought my third C64 this week. 2 bread bins, 1 C64C. Oh, nice. So what are you doing? Repairing them? Are they eBay jobs or? Still loading. It takes ages to load, doesn't it?
Can you? Is anything there?
This where you need like hold music.
Hold music. We can sing something.
Actually, let's try and find that wasteland thing. Ben was in.
You need Jiffy DOS in both C64 and IEC64. But I think they had Jiffy DOS on newer IEC. Do you know what that means?
Right, while we wait for this to load, we'll show you a bit of this.
So boys is killer. Killer. Moist boys.
No, leave it because it will. Yeah, it does that. Right, yeah, leave it there for a sec. Right, Cobra's loaded up, but this is what I was on about earlier.
I think Ben. I believe you are on the flute.
Yeah,
Ben was on the flute.
Yeah. Sounds really good, actually, doesn't it? Fastloaders. There you go. So the last game, we got 3 minutes. Another
bit of a sped through games tonight.
Yeah, another classic by Ben.
Oh, this almost looks a bit like Streets of Rage.
You got the right joystick?
I don't know. Yeah, I think so.
The super on this, can't you?
Is that you or me?
Go on.
Me.
Oh, it's you. Oof.
What is the deal with
Oh, this is hard.
What's the guy's story here? He looks like a geek, he's wearing glasses, isn't he?
I want to watch the film now.
What, Cobra?
It's good. Well, it's all right.
I don't remember
Yeah, it's
it.
good.
I don't know,
Good
I've
80s
seen
film. What? Shit. It's so hard. It's like. Fuck me. Nah, that's crazy hard. Yeah, that's exactly what I just did. Ah!
Oh,
how do you shoot? Oh, you have to be really close to shoot. I think I'm dead.
Yeah, you were. That's what I mean. It's crazy.
Oh my!
It's crazy. It's crazy.
How do you?
Once that burger goes, yeah.
That's what Jamie says. Dead already.
She's dead already. Stop him.
Ah!
She's dead already.
I'm just dying. What? I can't shoot.
spot the
What? Try that.
Really
She did
shit at this
already.
game,
Fucking-
watch.
She did
I
already.
think it's sit up, sit down, sit left, sit right.
Oh, here we go. Who always says that?
You have to be. Is that like a taser or something?
Why is it
don't
running
know.
out of charge or something? Because it. What
No,
happened to
you
it?
haven't got a knife yet, and I don't know what he. I know
It
he's,
looks like he's pointing a gun, but
yeah, it's nothing coming out. Jamie, have you ever played this?
It looks like it's so.
quick, isn't it?
Got a gun
he's
or
also
anything.
dead already. It's like
Pick up the weapon to shoot. Yeah, well.
now I thought some of the other games we played were hard. This is hard. Just run, just run. Look.
Yeah, I gather it's the cover of the main track, isn't it? Of the main
It's
film.
just fucking ridiculous. How can you start with nothing?
There's
I
like
know,
a lot
just
of
a
people.
fist.
Just get out of the way, you dipshit! Fucking. Sorry. I'm getting clammy again. It's making me anxious.
I'm actually not keen on them joysticks.
I like my floppiness.
Yeah,
Can
I
not
do.
go
I
any
do.
further?
I'll have to get some others. Or you bring
Can't
yours
go any
up.
further.
Anyway, guys, we're going to leave it there.
No, it's just on the music.
Yeah.
Fuck the game.
Well, there you go. That's the whole. That's the whole stream, all about Ben. There you go,
Clammy
right
Man.
there.
It's your superhero.
So, yeah, tune
Clammy,
in
man.
Clammy.
again.
I'm really
Thanks.
clammy, I don't know why.
Everything
Thanks
he
to
touches
Rebel
is
Danny,
down.
who donated 10 quid tonight. We need another 3 quid. Well, you need another 3 quid. If you want another game giveaway, it'll probably be a C64 game now. Probably Indiana Jones or something. Something cool. Or,
Yeah, I think
Revenge
we
of
should
the
do a
Mutant Camels.
C64 one, really, shouldn't we?
yeah. So as soon as we get that,
I think I can find a really shit one and I want my collection we can throw at someone.
yeah. If you've not read the rules, they're on our Facebook page. But
I can
on the
rub,
night,
rub my clammy hands all over it and then send it.
yeah, it should be.
Oh,
worth
sorry,
some
carry
money.
on. Carry on.
Is
Be
the
worth some
hamburger
money,
your
in
life?
a few years. Eh?
Is the hamburger your life?
Yeah.
I think that's your life.
Yeah, but once we've got the money, I'll read the rules out every game giveaway anyway, because we're pinning other stuff now on Facebook, didn't we? Like,
Yeah, Discord. I want
even
people to come to
Discord.
Discord. Come and play at Discord. I want to have like a instant chat, lovely community of Discordians. You can install it on your laptop and people can talk to us
Yeah,
on stream. How about that?
I'll be.
What?
there's a chat.
Yeah, no, but you could have like people talking, like actual
Oh yeah,
voices.
yeah. Well, yeah, we could do that.
If you
We can
install
do
Discord on your laptop,
Next
that.
week,
Good idea.
look it up. Discord on the old Facebooks.
Guinness in a pint glass next week.
Yeah.
For Rebel Danny Island.
Oh, yeah,
Guinness in
yeah.
a pint glass next week.
Yeah. So, thanks for joining in, guys.
Thank you,
Appreciate
Ben.
it.
Thank you, Ben. If
It's
you're
been
still
hard
there.
Cheers,
work.
Ben.
Thank you, Ben.
Yeah,
if you're still there.
massive respect to Ben
Thanks to Clammy
Daglish.
Hands.
Don't forget, donate to Ben. Save his, let him buy his field. And I'll see if I can switch this off properly this week. See you later.
Bye 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 bye.
Anthony.
Alright, sorry.
My milkshake brings other boys to the yard.
Let's
It has got me something. My lunch box.